Hello aspirants, myself Syed Rasool, Faculty of History. On Ekam platform, one of the important topics for all competitive exams including UPSC General Studies Prelims, Mains and Optional History, that is Subsidiary Alliance. In Telugu we call it Sahayakara Vidhan. It was in 18th century. In the history of India, we found the gradual decline of Mughal Empire. In fact, history of India 18th century popularly called as the era of puppets. Reason being, the rulers were weak, the actual powers enjoyed by prime ministers or defense ministers. So having understood the inefficient rulers and incompetent successors, English East India Company got involved in the internal affairs and occupied the respective territories. The same English East India Company, a petty commercial organization from England, got involved in battles, got involved in wars. Battles and wars. So by waging two battles, English East India Company conquered Bengal by waging two battles. Battle of Plassey, 1757, Battle of Buxar, 1764. The same company focused on Mysore, conquered Mysore by waging four wars. So we call it Anglo-Mysore wars. So besides battles and wars, English East India Company instructed its officers not to wage battles and wars, but come up with an alternative. What was an alternative? That is Subsidiary Alliance. As I was telling, in Telugu we call it Sahayakara Vidhan. So when we understand what factors forced English East India Company to instruct officers, you suppose not to stop the career of conquest or policy of conquest, but we have to reduce casualties. See, when we understand the nature of English East India Company, it's a commercial organization, private organization, which believed in capitalistic mode of production, instructed its officers. Let us expand our territories on Indian soil, not at the cost of our own resources, not at the cost of our own purse, but at the cost of Indian purse. Resulted, the English officers came up with a new strategy called Subsidiary Alliance. According to history, Subsidiary Alliance, it was introduced by Lord Wellesley. Lord Wellesley served as the Governor General of Company from 1798 to 1805. Wellesley served as a Governor General of Company 1798 to 1805, and he was popularly called as Company's Akbar because he was an imperialistic Governor General, we call it. So what exactly Subsidiary Alliance? When we understand, say the summary of Subsidiary Alliance, English East India Company maintained its army at the cost of Indian purse. The simple definition of Subsidiary Alliance. I repeat, English East India Company maintained its army at the cost of Indian purse. As you know, maintenance of the army, a lot of resources. So company instructed deliberately to its officers, we shall maintain our army, we shall expand our territories on Indian soil, not at the cost of our own purse, but at the cost of Indian purse. Now, with this background, company came up with Subsidiary Alliance, especially as I was telling, so Lord Wellesley. So what exactly Subsidiary Alliance? So in this Subsidiary Alliance, where we found an agreement would be made between Indian state and English East India Company. It's a kind of agreement. సైన్య సహకార ఒప్పందం అంటాం. అంటే ఈ ఒప్పందంలో ఈ స్వదేశీ రాజులు ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో వీళ్ళు కంపెనీతో ఒక ఒప్పందాన్ని చేసుకుంటారు. మళ్ళీ ఒప్పందం అన్నప్పుడు మనకు టర్మ్స్ అండ్ కండిషన్స్ ఉంటాయి. వెన్ ఎవర్ యూ కమ్ అక్రాస్ అన్ అగ్రిమెంట్, యూ కమ్ అక్రాస్ ప్రొవిజన్స్, టర్మ్స్ అండ్ కండిషన్స్. వాట్ ఆర్ ది ప్రొవిజన్స్ ఆఫ్ Subsidiary Alliance అన్నప్పుడు in the very first provision, assume, let us take an example of Hyderabad. Assume Hyderabad state signed on Subsidiary Alliance. Now, what kind of terms and conditions or what kind of provisions we supposed to follow Hyderabad state? In the very first instance, the ruler of Hyderabad shall abandon his own army. The ruler of Hyderabad shall remove the entire soldiers. Now the question is, who shall protect Hyderabad state? Be it internally, be it externally. Now the second provision goes, the second provision says English army would protect Hyderabad state. The third provision, since English army would protect Hyderabad state, it is the duty of Hyderabad state to pay English army. Since you are protecting your territory, you have to pay. You have to patronize us. So what I'm trying to tell you, మనం ఇందాక రెఫర్ చేశాం, English East India Company maintained its army at the cost of Indian purse. మళ్ళీ ఈ పేలో భాగంగా వీళ్ళు ఆప్షన్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. ఒక ఆప్షన్ వచ్చేసి యూ కెన్ పే ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ క్యాష్ ఆర్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ టెరిటరీస్ ఆర్ ల్యాండ్స్. ఇంకా నయమా, ఇప్పుడు స్కానర్ లేదు, స్కానర్ కూడా పెట్టేవాళ్ళు అన్నట్టు. సో యూ కెన్ పే ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ క్యాష్, ఓకే, పైసలు లేవు, సో ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ టెరిటరీస్. The best example, Hyderabad Nizam who signed on Subsidiary Alliance, when he failed in paying what we call say money in the form of cash, he ceded territories. Hyderabad Nizam ceded territories to English East India Company in lieu of payment. So ee territories ఏమంటామంటే ceded districts అంటాం. Ceded districts మనం తెలుగులో ఏమంటామంటే దత్త మండలాలు అంటాం. Ceded districts, Kurnool, Anantapur, Kadapa and Ballari. I repeat, Kurnool, Anantapur, Ballari and Kadapa. So ceded districts, Datta Mandalalu antam. It was in 1920s, the ceded districts was given the tag, the name called Rayalasima by Gadicharla Harisarvottamara. That is another like say story. So let us confine to the provisions of Subsidiary Alliance. The very first instance, since English army would protect Indian territories or signatory territories, so local rulers shall abandon army. So since English army would protect respective territories, so English army would be patronized. And another provision, the main provision which we found, a state which signs on Subsidiary Alliance, such kind of states shall abandon external affairs. The contemporary sources tell us the fear of Napoleon Bonaparte's invasion, forced English East India Company to insert this particular provision. So this is how the respective provisions we found in Subsidiary Alliance. If someone asks a question, what was the response of the local rulers? Did local rulers sign voluntarily? English East India Company forced local rulers to sign on Subsidiary Alliance annappudu. On few occasions we found local rulers voluntarily signed. On many occasions we found English East India Company forced the local rulers to be signed on Subsidiary Alliance. One of the patent questions which we found in competitive exams, especially in the prelims exam, the signatory states arrange them into chronological order. So the first state to be signed on Subsidiary Alliance happened to be Hyderabad state. The Hyderabad Nizam, అండ్ ఆయన పేరు వచ్చేసి మనకు నిజాం అలీ ఖాన్ అంటాం. నిజాం అలీ ఖాన్. ఈవెన్ we found this question even in State Public Service Commission. The first state to be signed on Subsidiary Alliance happened to be Hyderabad Nizam Ali Khan in the year 1798, followed by Mysore ruler after 4th Anglo-Mysore War. We might have studied. So we found totally 4 Anglo-Mysore Wars. Second Anglo-Mysore Wars, where we found Hyder Ali and English East India Company, and some occasions on the Confederation. The third and fourth Anglo-Mysore Wars, where we found the respective wars fought between English East India Company and Confederation and Tipu Sultan. So after fourth Anglo-Mysore War, the ruler of Mysore by name Chikka Krishnaraj Vadayar, so he was forced to sign on Subsidiary Alliance in the year 1799, followed by Tanjavur ruler 1799, followed by Awadh ruler 1801, Peshwa Bajirao II 1802, and even the other Maratha Sardars, we have Sindhyas, we have Bhonsles, Maratha Sardars also forced. So what I'm trying to tell you, company expanded territories besides battles and wars through a strategy called Subsidiary Alliance. That's the greatness of English East India Company. So a petty commercial organization expanded territories on Indian soil, and by mid-19th century, the same company could conquer for about 60% of Indian subcontinent, what they prefer to call it as British India. The India which was conquered by company, governed by company between 1757 to 1857, and the same territories, British India, governed by Crown from 1858 to 1947. This is one of the important topics, as I was telling, Subsidiary Alliance for all competitive exams, including UPSC General Studies prelims and mains. In fact, optional history. Any kind of videos from our platform, Ekam IS Academy platform, we are ready to provide. ఒక టాపిక్ ని తీసుకొని దాన్ని సింప్లిఫై ఏ విధంగా చేయాలి అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇక్కడ రావడం జరిగింది. లైక్ ఇన్ ద రెస్పెక్టివ్ హిస్టరీ టాపిక్స్, బీట్ ఏన్షియంట్, మిడివల్, మోడర్న్, పోస్ట్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్, వరల్డ్ అండ్ ఈవెన్ ఆర్ట్ అండ్ కల్చర్. సో కామెంట్ సెక్షన్ లో తెలపండి, లైక్ సార్ నెక్స్ట్ ఈ వీడియో మీద చేయండి, లేకుంటే డెఫినెట్లీ వీఆర్ కమింగ్ విత్. సబ్స్క్రైబ్ అవర్ ఛానల్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.